Welcome back, Stoner Squad, and welcome to all those new to the channel. My name is DanIsStoned, and thank you for joining me today for some more Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So we are finally out of the Animus and playing as this individual. I have no idea who she is. I think it's Layla's the name, if I remember rightly. I have no idea what her past is, but we did see Sean. Sean, the doctor historian dude from the very first Assassin's Creed, who gave us all the info on the surrounding monuments, areas, and everything. It's really good to see him. Honestly, I did not expect to see the dude, so that is fantastic. And now we're going to continue, so let's get rolling. Bim, bam, and bloody boom. So, what do we have? A mailbox. Let's check the mailbox. Okay. From Remy Hassan to Layla Hassan. Okay, I can't remember any of these character names from the previous games. They might have been there, but I can't remember. My brain is, like, dying on me. Anyway, thanks for clearing that up in such profound detail. I'm sure I'll sleep soundly now. I don't have COVID, no, and I'm well isolated, just 3 of us chatting together, staying out of sight. Okay. Looks like COVID in the game as well. So, I don't like the sound of any of this, Layla, and I don't like where this is leading. Not using phones, it is not the right way to ease my mind. You have my number, I suggest you call it. And no, I won't say hello to our parents for you, because doing so would mean questions I could not answer. And to tell your father that you no longer work for Abstergo would break his heart. That's all he ever talks about. How his daughter is on the cutting edge of neuroscience. The man doesn't understand the first thing about what you do or did, and he's still proud. I will not be the one to disappoint him. Is it COVID? Is that why you're being so cagey? Something else? Call him. Call me. And stop this insane game of hide and seek. Just want to know you're safe. Ram. Okay. Next steps. So, to Layla, good. I'm ready. Okay, this is to Layla from an unknown dude. From L. From someone who... Wow, it's a long one, this. Okay, one last message after which all communication between via this account or any other will cease. We have our own ways of talking, methods that cannot be sniffed or traced. Your previous team made this mistake, they knew the risk, but they were sloppy, left traces of their activity on everything, digital fingerprints everywhere. This will not happen to us. My colleagues tell me the initial meeting went well. They are impressed, if a little wary of the influence your new toy has had on you, but they know better than most what it means to live with such a burden. I'm curious to know more about this air of memories epithet. It is not a phrase we have heard in all our decades of research. In a few weeks' time, we will contact you once more if you are interested in proceeding. Follow our instructions to the letter. If you are not interested, or if you break any of our protocols, this will be the last time you hear from us. Take this to heart. The world is sick and getting sicker. The Earth's magnetic field is growing stronger. Satellites are falling from the sky. Earthquakes are getting more frequent. Famines are becoming more and more frequent. And now we have credible reports of a new deadly virus sweeping through Asia. It can feel like we're living through a Yeatsian nightmare. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. In many ways we are, but there is hope, there is a cure. Us, in the past few months, we have come across something that may help us solve our most pressing problems. A message, very promising message, that may help us reverse the dire course we are set upon. If you want to be part of the solution, join us. If not, we wish you the best of luck. Again, another message from an unknown sender. You have a gift and a curse, the gift of old blood, the curse of not understanding it. We can help if you help us. What you did is not your fault, but you must take responsibility for it, otherwise nothing gets done. One of us will contact you. If you miss us, you miss your chance. I say, who the fuck is this? Very polite. Would your favourite baseball team happen to be the Atlantis Eagles? So someone's been watching us for quite a while by the looks of it. Anyway, what files do we have? English locales of note. So Layla, as you traipse about England, Bex and I thought you might want to keep your eyes open on a few things. Assassin bureaus. Okay. Or the hidden ones, more accurately, they operated in Rome and Britain between the years of 100 and 430 BC. It is not clear why they left, but the final date corresponds roughly to the Roman exodus from Britain. So imagine their leaving had something to do with an empire's retreat. Mission accomplished for a loss of faith, not sure, but we do know that it was several hundred years before the hidden ones returned to the island. It may be Basim and Hytham are the first in a half a century. It'd be cool if they did an Assassin's Creed in Roman times as well. That would be wicked. Well, they did, didn't they? I'm sure they did, didn't they? Which one was the one with Romulus and Remus? Or something to do with the Roman times. I can't remember which one it was. I'm sure there was one. Was it Assassin's Creed 3 where it went back in time again and went to kind of like Roman times? I can't remember exactly, but I know there was I don't know, in the back of my mind there's something to do with Romulus and Remus. Okay, from our own archives, I believe there were 6 main bureaus operating in the Roman period. Leicestershire, London, Winchester, York, Essex, and Gloucestershire. These won't be Saxon names, so you'll have to read between lines. Okay. Animus anomalies. So, Bex noticed these, about 10 embedded in the simulation. They're dense clusters of data that may screw with your ability to navigate Eivor's memories. Approach with caution. We don't know what they'll do if they get too close. They may be harmless. They may induce a occipital shock or wipe your mind. Hard to say. Best to err on the side of hell no, but if you're curious, well, I warned you. Pieces of Eden. We don't know of many Isu artifacts you should be looking for specifically, but they're out there. And this was a period of where they often cropped up in legend. Norse and Saxon songs and tales often speak of them, so keep your eyes peeled, especially around Stonehenge. How can that not be an Isu site? Okay, Pieces of Eden. Yeah, that comes from the very first Assassin's Creed as well, where you had the Apple of Eden. That was like the big thing back in the day. Session report, Hastings. Sean, yes, okay, preface. So the transformation of the Order of the Ancients into the Templars, as we know them today, has always been a subject of considerable debate among our ranks. We have operated with the assumption that the Templars themselves hold some or complete knowledge of this evolution, but at the present, no concrete historical evidence has ever made it to our hands. What little data we do have is mostly a matter of public record, with some exceptions. It is commonly understood that the origin of the Knights Templar dates back to 1119 CE, and this was indeed was the appearance of the public face of the Templars. However, our records attest to the existence of Templar agents at least 2 centuries before this date. In one badly damaged document, an assassin contract from Normandy in the mid-11th century, the author makes free use of the term Templar. In an earlier letter, this time from a hidden one in the region of modern-day Dorset, circa 978 CE, makes mention of a Templar spy within the ranks of the Brotherhood. From what we can safely assume is that Templar Order, an entity distinct from the Order of Ancients, existed at some point in the mid-10th century. Okay. With the aim to expand our understanding of this dark age, one of our agents recently volunteered to delve into his genetic memories and search for further clues to this age-old mystery. Unfortunately, what was discovered was little use to our purposes. Sean Hastings has been the first of his 7 sessions on the October the 5th, 2014. Over the course of the next 3 weeks, he followed various matrilineal and patrilineal lines to the past, focusing on the 9th, 10th, and 11th centuries in search of assassins and/or Templars in this bloodline. He found none. Of minor interest, however, was the following personage, here noted for the peculiarity of his biography. Ulrica Thorvaldsen, an early 19th century Ute who sailed north from modern-day Denmark with a wooden plank bearing the carving of a map that purported to the location of Thor's hammer. Ulrica made it as far as Stavanger before running afoul of a powerful clan there. Ulrica was defeated in battle, as enthralled as a slave. He escaped captivity some 10 years later and returned to Jutland to marry and settle down. The locations of Ulrica map is unknown, and the existence of Thor's hammer, or a precursor relic, no doubt, remains unconfirmed. So the precursors, the one who came before, they're them like kind of the gods who came before, whatever. I can't remember. I think they're like Jupiter, Mars, and all that sort of stuff. Ulrica ancestors would later sail to England following the Norman conquest of England, settling in what is now called Loughborough in modern-day Leicestershire. The irony is that a man named Hastings would contain no useful genetic memory, data regarding the Norman invasion of England, and was not lost on our dear subject. Still, he regained his usual chipper wit and asked if he might next relieve the genetic memories of his grandfather to, quote, give a Nazi a proper bollocking. Great stuff. Media, what's this? Strange message.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep. And in my sleep I dream. And in my dreams I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one. Find me. And save us all from another death.
Okay. What the hell? Strange message broadcast from an unknown source north of the Arctic Circle. Okay. Desmond. Oh.
No, come on, Sean. Turn that thing off.
Oh, hold on. I like what you said there. I want to get this for posterity. Say it again, nice and loud.
Seriously?
Sure, come on. If nothing else, it'll give me leverage with your old man.
Ah, that's your angle. Nice. What I said was, I wish I hadn't been born into the Assassins. I wish I had chosen this life. Is that good enough?
Sure, but why is that?
Because choice is the central idea of our creed. It underpins everything, right? It's about free will. It's about seeing the evidence before you and saying, yes, this is what I want, or no, this isn't for me. But when you're born into a group like this, or any other, like I was, you get mixed signals. You get told over and over again, this is what we believe. These are the rules. This is reality. No deviation. And if you question it, oh, they look at you like you killed a puppy. That's hardly free will. It's a weird irony when free will is your central belief, but nobody wants you to believe otherwise. I don't know how to say it exactly, but I always thought there was something self-destructive about our creed. If free will is the most important moral guidepost we have, we should be free to ignore it. To choose submission, for example. You know what I mean? Like, we should be free to side with the Templars. If it's really my choice, I could do that.
Right. It's almost self-refuting. A democracy could democratically elect a dictator or choose to get rid of democracy altogether. Within our creed is the seed of its own destruction. That's what makes it powerful, I think. And fragile.
Right. The more freedom you have, the more risky it is, you know? Anyway, my dad has mellowed over the years, but he was strict when we lived on the farm. He ran a tight ship. I never got the impression that I was free to choose my path forward. Our creed, our tenets, they were drilled into my head. By the time I was a teenager, I was following these rules out of a sense of duty. This was just what we did.
That happens to a lot of organizations over time. The stagnation sets in, you know? A fundamentalism.
Yeah. Following the rules becomes more important than achieving whatever goal you set out for yourself. And people start to lose sight of the reason the rules exist.
That's called deontology, or a form of it. Following a rule for its own sake and not for the consequences it has.
Yeah, but that feels backwards, doesn't it?
Well, I think so. Following a rule is the easy part. Praying, taking a sip of wine, munching on a wafer. Rituals that give comfort.
But that's just going through the motions. It makes people feel like they're doing something. When the hard work is, well, actually getting off your ass and doing something productive. I think people just want boundaries. Tight boundaries. They want to see the four walls that pen them in.
I don't disagree.
Anything outside that, anything that makes life more complex, that's scary. That's why I envy you. You chose this life. You went through that process and you decided, yes, I believe in this.
Sure. It didn't stop me from being an insufferable know-it-all as a teenager, but I see your point.
I would have loved to have been a know-it-all. I knew nothing. Not until you guys found me. Yeah. It wasn't until I met you, and Bex and Lucy, that I knew. I knew I wanted to be an assassin.
Oh, thanks, Des. Come here. Bring it in, bud. I don't normally like touching, but I'll make an exception now.
I am not hugging you.
You sure? Because I smell very nice today.
Can you just turn that off?
Oh god, Desmond and Lucy and all that. They bring back names. God, man, this is like... Oh god, bring back memories from the first Assassin's Creed. Jesus Christ, it's so long ago, and when that game came out, it was proper big. I mean, it really was something totally new. It was like hyped to shit. And it actually lived up to the hype, I feel. But good to hear Desmond. I think he died, didn't he, in one of the... a while back.
Layla, thought you might be interested in this. Conversations that Bex and I had with Desmond back in 2012. December, I think. Just candid talks, that's all. We didn't square any circles or write any beat poetry. But he did have some interesting insights into his time in the Animus and what it means to be an assassin. Anyway, have a listen. You might find you and he had similar experiences. So, well, let me know what you think. Unless it's to tell me I sound like a total prat in these recordings. If that's the case, just say nothing. I mean, I did have a slight cold at the time I recorded these. That's probably why I sound odd. Anyway, okay, I'm done anyway. So, turn off. Turn off. Oh, it's actually just a button. Sorry, here we go.
Okay, well done, Sean.
Hold on. I'll just set this here.
Do you guys record everything we talk about?
Not everything, but you've been using the Animus so much, I thought this was a good chance to learn some things about prolonged exposure.
So I'm your guinea pig.
No, my guinea pigs are all dead. The Animus was too much for them to handle.
Cute.
Can I ask you about the bleeding effect? Any recent flashes? Any memories resurfacing?
Yeah, the usual things. Ghost images of Altair and Ezio a few times a day. Nothing intrusive, just brief moments. They pass quickly, almost without me noticing. Like a figure in the corner of my eye. Or remembering a dream from the night before. I did have one extended hallucination a few days ago. It was Ezio. He was older, around the time he left Cappadocia. He was standing on the deck of a ship, alone. And through him, I could feel an intense regret or guilt. And it felt to me like he'd had a loss of faith in himself, in the creed, like he couldn't keep it up, couldn't stay true to his ideals. And as I watched him, I thought, is this the moment he decided he was done being an assassin? It felt like it. Anyway, most of my visions have been brief, lasting just a few seconds. They're like complete memories of small moments that appear suddenly out of nowhere, fully formed. It's a strange feeling.
Okay, anything else?
I'm starting to see Connor now, too. Though I hear his voice more often than I see him. I'm sure that will change. Oh, yeah, and yesterday, just before bed, I had a memory of being on a beach in the Caribbean with a bunch of sailors. Or maybe they were pirates. I don't know. No idea.
Huh. We'll look into that. And how do you feel in general?
In general? Well, I feel older, for one. Much older. And it's strangely comforting. I'm collecting the memories and skills and thoughts of so many people. I feel like I've lived a few hundred years or more. Is it possible that if I do this for too long, it'll push my own memories aside? That I'll be everyone but myself after a while?
It's possible. That's called identity substitution. It's happened before, but it's rare. And someone with your background shouldn't need to worry.
My background? You mean someone with my genes? My abilities?
You have Isu DNA, and that lets you see things and do things and withstand traumas that other people can't.
And I can suffer in ways that others can't. That's not something to be proud of.
You mean the apple?
Yeah. It has a pull, Bex. It tugs at my brain. It talks to me, teases me, drives me mad. And what I did to Lucy, God damn it. Nothing is worth the damage I did. The pain I caused.
I know, but you're special. That's the point.
I'm not special, Bex. I'm lucky. That's all.
I understand.
We're assassins. It's our creed that makes us different, not our genes, not our blood. Anyone can join us.
That's true. But let's leave that aside for a second. What I want to know is, have you ever had any Isu memories resurface?
Isu memories? I don't think so. I can't even begin to imagine what that would feel like.
I think you'd know if you did. Maybe one day. We might be able to induce something.
Jesus, let's fix the world first, okay? Before we start digging up my ancient ancestors.
Deal.
With my luck, I'll be related to some third-rate Isu like Sisyphus or something.
Way to aim high, buddy.
Hey, you gotta.
Okay, cool. Lots of background information. I completely forgot that, of course, Desmond killed Lucy. I think that was in Assassin's Creed 3, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I've completely forgot about that. So what we got here? Wow, Isu messengers. What's all this stuff? We have so much stuff here. Before we meet at the site, I want you to see these. Last week I reviewed the logs from my time with Bayek and came across some old notes. In the years I explored Cleopatra's Crypt, I stumbled across 6 Isu temples, most of which were buried beneath pharaonic tomb sites. Each temple contained an Isu message, clearly meant for one with the ability to read genetic memories. I was a lucky one. I don't believe they were intended for Bayek himself, as they seemed wholly unaware of the messages they played. They may have been encoded in a way that someone would only assume with an animus could see them. It's been a few long years since I last heard these messages, so my memory is foggy, but the notes I scribbled down have clarity that I trust. It might be something to all this, I don't know. Often I grasp outside my area of expertise. I'm enthusiastic but often wrong. Let me know if something strikes you. Later. The hell? Message 1, excerpt. Layers upon layers of reality, each blowing into the next, which is real, which is not. What if none are real? What if everything known is false? We ran thousands of simulations, searching for the right vision, searching for Desmond. Each of them felt real, but there's no way of truly knowing. Is there? Not for sure. Anything could be simulated, and finding the answer could mean erasure. Testing the assassin maxim. Teasing inside the assassin maxim, nothing is true. Everything is permitted. I think that's what it is. Is that it? I think I remember this. I think I remember the first Assassin's Creed, like the Grand Leader of the Order. Nothing is true, but everything is permitted. Must be careful not to confuse truths with facts, however. A language game will always lose, though we may stumble in our attempt to interpret it, the world, the universe, reality, what have you. It is always out there. I believe that's simulated or no. We could imagine a dozen nested simulations, and each one on the level of itself would constitute a full reality. Wolfram via Conway suggests the universe is a giant cellular automata. And further, there is a point where the difference between simulated and real is meaningless. If the universe were a simulation, what would it matter? The simulation quas simulation itself would be real, and therefore everything within it would be real within the confines of the simulation. Say a scientist were able to simulate pain by inducing only a few neurons to fire. No physical harm, I am in pain, the subject says. No, you only believe you are, says the scientist. This is meaningless, as is this. You thought you were in pain, but you were mistaken. Whoa, this is some real mind-bending shit here. Yeah. Do I want to... Yeah, I'm not going to bother going through all these. I think it's a little bit long. I'll probably go through them on my own time. Staff of Eden. Staff of Hermes Trismegistus. Oh, it's cool. Staff of Hermes, the ancient... one of the Greek gods. This staff, one of many issue staves known to us, is the first and foremost a medical device with the ability to heal, repair, restore, and rejuvenate organic tissues with unprecedented swiftness. It has been known to extend the life of its bearers well beyond the average human, and issue lifespans, and is presumed to have the ability to resuscitate living creatures in critical or suspended states. It has not been verified if the staff has the ability to resurrect the dead, but it seems unlikely based on its other known features. It appears to work by reading and copying the bearer's DNA to ensure perfect replication of a broad scale. It is able to detect erroneous copies and deploy repairs so long the bearer remains within desired contact. It has been used as a weapon infrequently by taking advantage of the tremendous power it draws from the Isu wireless energy lattice. The staff has also acted as a conduit or container for the personality of an Isu called Alethea. It is not known if this personality is Alethea's original consciousness or a simulation of the original, though most neuroscientists would call this distinction without difference. As of early 2019, the entity known as Alethea has made no further attempts to contact me. As yet, my purpose of the so-called Heir of Memories, as Alethea has dubbed me, remains unclear. Known bearers of this staff: Hermes Trismegistus, Pythagoras, and Cassandra. Oh, cool. Little bit of backstory there. Secure share. What's this? Can't access that. My stuff. Pictures. Sean, us, the house, skeleton. Oh, cool stuff. What's in the trash? Interrogation. Corrupted file. Letter to Victoria Bibo. My name is Layla Hassan. I was a friend and colleague of Victoria's, both at Abstergo and in our subsequent freelance careers. And all the time I knew and worked with your daughter, I was always struck by her limitless intelligence, her humour, and her ability to focus, even in times of great stress. She was an inspiration, not just to me, but to all those who work with her. I'm writing this to you now with the hope of shedding some light on the circumstances of her death. I realise it must be strange to receive a letter out of the blue from someone whose name you probably never heard, offering to explain how tragic the loss of one so dear, but if you'll allow me, I'll try. I was with your daughter in the moments leading up to the unfortunate incident that took her life. In fact, I am partly to blame for. She must have started to write and then just stopped. Okay, well, that took a while, but I felt I really wanted to look at it and see what was there and what's been said. So I've got some nice background info. Let's see who this is.
You're a long way from home, Eivor.
Yeah, this is Eivor. I was right. You are a long way from home, dude. So how did Eivor die? That is a question. So, do I have to go and see... I think I have to go and see Sean. What's over here? Go and have a look. Looks like sort of patio.
It's beautiful. But it's not normal.
No, it's not. It's the Borealis thing that's permanent, isn't it? Like, not going. Due to something to do with magnetic, like, field of the Earth. God knows. All I know that they've gone well far with the with the details. Ubisoft. This is the house. Oh, what's here first? What's this?
Some quality stuff here.
Oh, it's the hammers, tools.
Oh, mint tea is not actually tea, Bex. It's an infusion. It's really just dirty, minty water.
I don't care what you call it, Sean. Did you buy any?
Oh,
Of course I
Rebecca.
did, love.
Hey, sorry about pulling you out. The generator was sputtering.
That's fine. I needed air.
How is the Animus data stream? Comfortable?
Felt pretty stable after a while.
Good. Just give me a sec and you can jump back in.
Another satellite came down. Did you see?
I did. One of Abstergo's.
That's good.
Well, most of North America just lost its GPS service, so depends what you mean by good, really.
Right. Even when we win, we lose.
Okay, we're all set. Whenever you're ready, you can jump back in.
I love Sean's humour. It's like kind of the dry, witty British humour that I do like. Oh, the staff of Hermes is here.
I went through hell to bring you here. It had better be worth it.
And what's on this laptop?
Let's have a look.
Might as well have a look round. Oh no, this is... Oh no, I accessed that already from the start menu. What's this?
That's quite nice. Soothing.
Okay, just a painting.
You mind if I put some music on?
Go for it.
Cool.
Well, what's Sean got to say? Let's have a... Stop dancing! And why am I stuck there? There we go, finally. Right, Sean, what do you say?
Hello, Layla.
Sean, what do you make of the grave out there?
Well, it overturns a few hundred years of scholarship about the first Europeans to set foot in North America. Apart from that, it's just a bunch of...
What is he doing in North America? Bloody hell. Avon must have gone miles away.
Can we talk about this thing on my neck for a second?
Ah, the mood stabilizer. Yes.
It's not harmful, is it? I mean, I feel good, but I want to make sure there's no side effects.
There shouldn't be. It's only blocking outside signals, a passive effect. So the staff doesn't, you know, mess with you.
Sean, what happened last year, I had no control over that. I tried to resist.
I understand. And your old team, maybe they don't. But we've seen that sort of thing before. Still, if you want to work with us and get to the bottom of why the world is about to end for the second time in 8 years, then you wear that thing until we say otherwise. William's orders.
I know. It's not a problem.
It's just a few more weeks, yeah? Just until we figure this out.
You're right. I know you're right.
Thanks for that, Sean.
Sean has been busy.
A strange message. An audio fragment sent from an unknown location to our encrypted servers. Nothing was stolen, nothing corrupted, just a quick deposit and gone. We got lucky this time. So what is it? A cryptic sound file, voice unknown, with a signal beneath it? The signal was a code, led us to a precise spot here in New England. We dug, and good lord, we struck gold. Well, silver. Dominant currency in the Dark Ages. I love Sean's little wit. I remember in the previous Assassin's Creed, like when he did, because he used to write all the kind of encyclopedia stuff, and he used to put like witty messages. Point is, it was a grave site, a Norse warrior dating to the 9th century, 10th century AD, a few centuries before the earliest known settlements. This is big news if we have it. Question's how did they get here and why? Well, yeah, that is a good question, and I would like to know.
Please enjoy your stay. Remember, all the garbage must be packed out, and please water the plants once a day. Yeah, I won't remember that.
Neither will I. I'll never remember that.
You gonna put this in the fridge, Sean?
Of course. In half a minute.
Remember, tomatoes go on the counter, not the fridge.
What? I put tomatoes in the fridge. You know, what are you talking about? Does anyone else put tomatoes in the fridge? I put tomatoes in the fridge all the time.
Sean, don't forget to water the plants while I'm under, okay?
You tell him,
To
Layla.
the calendar and tattoo it on my leg.
What else have we got to check before we pop back in the Animus?
Be nice to sleep in a real bed when this is over.
It looks like we're sleeping on the couch. Let's talk to Bex. See what she's got to say. In a while, Bex.
Feeling okay?
Better. But I'm worried that it could happen again. The 2 data streams.
I can't promise it won't. I barely understand it myself.
It felt like 2 minds, fighting over 1 brain. It hurt like a shotgun to the head.
Right. There's something about this Viking's DNA sample that feels dense, noisy.
Could it be the staff? Interfering somehow?
How do you mean?
My headaches, my temper. They started the day I got that thing.
I hope you're not making excuses for, you know, your friend.
Jesus, no. I'm not.
Sorry. Just take it easy. And if you feel yourself slipping again, let us know.
I'm trying. I really am.
Okay, well, I think it's about time we got back into the Animus. Let's go and do some Viking raiding on England. But I'm going to cut the video here, and in the next one we'll go straight in the Animus, and we will pop back in as Eivor. But again, thanks for joining me, people. If you enjoyed the episode, please don't hesitate to hit that like button down below. I know not much went on, but a lot of lore and a lot of interesting story. Just especially for me, because I felt like I wanted to read most of it, because it's been a while since I've actually properly played an Assassin's Creed game. It's just trying to get me back into the groove so I can remember a few things. So it was nice to hear Desmond and see, of course, Bex and Sean. It's really cool to actually kind of relive some of these cool memories. Honestly, the first Assassin's Creed, I must try to play that again. I must get it. I must play that game. It just bringing back so many cool memories. But anyway, again, thanks for joining me, and I'll hopefully catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.